All of you know by now that this is Dave Nershi's last SIOP conference, as he will officially retire in May. Though I'm not sure that he fully grasps the actual meaning of retirement, I understand he already has a consulting gig lined up. Although we wish Dave only the best ahead, we will miss his steady hand as our executive director. And I want to take a moment to recognize his accomplishments and express our gratitude to him. When Dave arrived as our new ED in 2005, our membership stood at 6682, and our conference that year in Los Angeles boasted attendance of 3,301. Today, our membership stands at 9,592, and this conference set a new record with 4,800 attending. But growth is just part of the story of Dave's tenure. During his watch, we reorganized the structure and governance of SIOP, launched a new journal, upgraded our technology and communications, extended our relationships and reach internationally, and created an advocacy framework in Washington, D.C. Yes, there were highly involved and effective members and leaders working on these initiatives, but Dave has been the midwife for all of them. His careful, thoughtful planning, his grasp of details, his ability to see the complex interactions between disparate ideas and functions, and his calm, wise counsel have undergirded our volunteers and leadership. He has managed our growing staff through complexity and change and worked diligently to meet the needs of the membership. And as all of us know from our own experience, Dave has raised conference planning and management to a high art. I know personally, over years of working with Dave, that he has been available and responsive, unfailingly supportive and courteous, and a true friend and colleague in seeking what is best for this society. He's a consummate professional and has served SIOP well. Beyond missing his experience and competence, I will miss him personally, and I think many of us feel the same way. Now, what many of you may not know is that in addition to his exemplary work on our behalf, Dave is an honest-to-goodness wine expert, holding the title of Certified Specialist of Wine and publishing the wine blog, Vinosphere. With that in mind, as a token of our regard for him and to wish him well on the next stage of his journey, I asked all of the presidents of SIOP who served during his tenure to locate a bottle of wine from the region in which they live, or if they lived in a wine desert, a bottle of their personal favorite. As a gift from the society, we've placed those bottles along with personal notes from each of us in a wine carrying case suitable for checking on an airplane. Dave, we hope you enjoy the wine and that you will use the case in your retirement to travel far and wide to taste and discover new wine treasures. Come here, Dave. We extend to you our deepest gratitude.
Thank you so much.
Best
what a
wishes.
surprise. This is the greatest retirement ever. Thank you, Mort. It's been my pleasure to serve this great organization. It's been a real privilege. This is a wonderful group, and as the torch was passed to me from Lee Hochul, we're now passing it on to Jeff Hughes. I know you're in great hands, but from the top to bottom of this organization, it's just filled with wonderful people, great leaders, great volunteers, great members. And I've just been part of the team that's accomplished a few things. I also want to recognize the staff, who is really wonderful, and part of the rewards of working in this position is working with great teams, and the administrative office staff has been just fantastic. So my best wishes to SIOP. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. That's wonderful.
Does anyone have a corkscrew?
And now, as we end 1 year at SIOP and begin a new one, this includes the passing of the ceremonial gavel, and along with it, the title of SIOP President to our new President, Dr. Fred Oswald. Fred?
Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thanks, Mort.
Fred is a professor in the Department of Psychology at Rice University. His expertise, extensive publications, and large-scale grant-funded research as an organizational psychologist addresses issues pertaining to personnel selection, college admission, military selection and classification, and school-to-work transition. He also publishes methodological research in the areas of measurement, development, psychometrics, meta-analysis, and big data. Currently, Fred serves on 10 editorial boards and is an associate editor at Journal of Management, Psychological Methods, Research Synthesis Methods, and Journal of Research in Personality. He is also a member of the National Academy of Sciences Board of Human Systems Integration. Fred received his doctorate and master's degree in industrial and organizational psychology from the University of Minnesota in 1999. Please give a warm welcome to SIOP President Fred Oswald.
Mort, thank you, Mort. SIOP appreciates the fine leadership you have shown through all your wisdom, inspiration, and support during your year as president. If you please accept this plaque as our token of appreciation for your presidential service to the society. Thanks, Mort. It's a great honor and a great responsibility for me to serve and work with you and SIOP as your new president. And I'd like to offer you some comments here as we conclude a fantastic SIOP 2017 conference. First, as you know, every SIOP president has the task of selecting a new presidential theme. And when I was asked to do so, I considered what themes seem to underlie a good theme. So, what makes a good theme? First, good themes tend to be visionary. They provide a collective perspective that keeps us thinking and moving forward. Second, I believe a good theme should also be inclusive, just like our actions should be. If SIOP ends up with more people at the table after introducing a theme than we had before, then SIOP is all the better for it. Third, a good theme should maintain at least some continuity, building on the past while generating new initiatives and efforts for the future. Thus, the types of issues and activities that Mort pointed to in his opening plenary comments with regard to, with regard to SIOP education and training, licensure, the uniform guidelines, and so on. These things will keep our momentum, but many exciting new efforts on behalf of SIOP will also be underway. And fourth, a theme should be clear and catchy. Perhaps avoiding a theme like leveraging our synergies in a dynamic, multi-level, and contingent model of organizational and employee effectiveness, but perhaps something that is easier to say and pass along. So although a good theme likely contains other elements, I felt like these four themes underlying a good theme would help me to figure out a good one. So I did some test marketing with a wide range of my IO colleagues where I tried out several themes. I'll give you two examples of test themes, and then show you the theme that the test market and myself were ultimately satisfied with. The first theme of still exploring the future, still exploring new frontiers, it's certainly visionary, and it maintains continuity. But my test market's reaction suggested that other themes might be explored. The second theme of flamin' hot SIOP attempted to capitalize on the expertise of advertisers. So certainly this theme was catchy, spicy, and crunchy, but perhaps was lacking in vision and continuity. The third theme of Team SIOP received a very good reception in my I/O test market, and in subsequent slides, I'll briefly explain why. First, Team SIOP is much bigger and better than any one of us taken alone. It is also much bigger than the idea of a work team. We couldn't do everything each member does, and of course we wouldn't want to. If you take a close and systematic look across the exciting variety of conference presentations that we all experienced in the last few days, the current and ongoing activities across our SIOP committees, and the type of education, training, and practice experiences of our membership, it's easy to appreciate the need for Team SIOP to be vigorous in making itself stronger through inclusion by identifying, communicating, and taking better advantage of our diversity of backgrounds and experiences, what we might call KSAOs, but this is a richer instantiation of that dry term in moving forward. This really seems the best way for SIOP to remain relevant in today's changing world. And I don't mean to say that the sky is falling, but relevance is a key and continuous notion that we need to keep our eyes on. And in the coming year, Team SIOP will be working hard to build up its strengths as a profession. For example, through improving our I/O registries, our health registry, our government advocacy registry, and more. And secondly, through greater committee and member engagement, communications tools, and more on that front. And here are a couple of recent examples. The first example you see here is the premiere episode of the I/O podcast that was just released and is free for download on iTunes, where we see here that the first topic is on networking and I/O psychology, a great resource whether you're an academic or practitioner, so long as you want to know how to build and maintain a solid professional network. I'm already looking forward to the next episode of the I/O podcast and looking forward generally to seeing how this will serve our SIOP members in this new medium. The second example is from the SIOP conference itself, where we held our first Shaken and Stirred format. If you weren't there to see it, Shaken and Stirred is a frenzy of 2-minute presentations delivered by a wide range of I/O thought leaders on the future of I/O psychology. These sorts of communications efforts are not only engaging and fun, they're informative and move the field of I/O psychology into new frontiers of innovation, influence, and impact. Another aspect of the Team SIOP theme is how SIOP has always tackled work problems critical to the economy, individual, and society, such as safety, diversity, culture, and leadership, just to name a few. Because of this alone, you can appreciate that Team SIOP reflects a broad-based idea instead of initiatives that extend beyond SIOP. But Team SIOP is more than broad-based communication, more than a wide range of topics, and more than a wide-ranging constituency. Critically, SIOP needs to keep striving to promote, improve, and extend our partnerships with others outside the field. Although it is communication, a wide range of topics, and a broad-ranging constituency, Team SIOP is much more in terms of engagement, and that's one thing I seek to promote and improve in the coming year. We should invite more of our external partners to join in the fun of our SIOP conference, for instance, and help extend our networks further. Maybe we won't set something up similar to the Portals project that I encountered recently. This was a case where folks around the world can enter these gold-plated shipping containers and interact in this environment where there are large screens and a wireless communication network. That's not in our future, but perhaps we could talk with each other in a much larger environment, certainly beyond the conference. And how can we do this? Well, as Team SIOP, I feel like we should identify, promote, and learn from existing partnerships that are unique and effective. I feel as if there are all these partnerships that exist, that are in the room today perhaps, that SIOP itself doesn't necessarily know about or doesn't appreciate, and that we can mine and make use of. We can promote in and of itself, but we can extend further by learning from them and creating new partnerships, whether it's practitioner-client relationships, practitioner-academic collaborations, or IO-relevant educational projects and partnerships. So I think we need to seek them out, learn from them, celebrate and promote them, and extend those partnerships further. These efforts cause us to stretch. They cause us to exercise our adaptability. This goes back to my previous point about relevance. By being adaptable, by extending what our talents are, what we can do in the form of partnerships, we become more effective and more relevant. We increase our skills, we increase our science and practice value to others, we increase the employability, whether you're in practice or science, and whether you are a master's or a PhD student. So all of this stretching, all this adaptability leads to greater strength. And I think under the theme of Team SIOP, we can do that. SIOP, the executive board, the committees, the SIOP 2018 theme track, all my friends who are out here that I see and appreciate, we'll work together to vigorously seek out and highlight innovative and exciting forms of Team SIOP, forms that I'm not even aware of today, that locates and promotes our professional expertise broadly construed, creates new networks of people, and makes SIOP even more relevant, as I've said. And hopefully this will be fun, because I like fun. I don't know about you. So thank you very much. I really appreciate serving you as president. I appreciate getting to know you all better, how many of you here, but please reach out. It really is, the reason why I'm here and serving you is because SIOP is so a special organization, and thank you very much. Thank you for attending SIOP, and please let's improve one another as Team SIOP. Be a mentor, reach out, do the unnatural perhaps, and make partnerships and friends that you wouldn't ordinarily make. You're doing it to help yourself, and you're doing it for SIOP, it turns out. So thanks a lot.